Good afternoon, guys. My bad. I always forget that it's going to say that when it starts. Okay, so good afternoon, good Tuesday to you guys. We are running just a couple minutes late. Sorry about that for those of you that have been already on hold since before I got here. We have a few things that we're going to discuss, and we're waiting on our guest. We're not sure if she's going to be able to call in today or not because she's having some car problems. So we might have to add her into Friday's show, but we'll see what happens and how it goes. Hold on one second. What's up? Just started the show. Yeah. Okay. Bye. Okay. So that was Courtland, you guys. Sorry. All right. So like I said, our show will go on as planned without our guest, and if she can call in, she will, and if she can't, then we're going to add her to Friday's episode. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that we're going to talk about is yesterday and the Huskies. So that was kind of an ugly situation. So what happened was you guys have been asking about the Huskies and where they're at and to verify that they're there, blah, blah, blah. So this is what happened. Yesterday, I was sitting here and I got a message from Nathan. He and I were talking on the internet, chatting on the internet, and then that turned into, okay, well, I'm just going to FaceTime you. So we started talking to each other on FaceTime, and this conversation was actually about what happened on last Friday's show. When he called in and he was speaking to Courtland, most of you heard what happened. If you didn't, you can go to our website and you can get it there. So anyways, Nathan and I were talking about what happened on Friday's show. He was apologizing, saying that that's not really the way that he wanted to handle it, that he wished that things had gone differently. Okay, whatever. And as we're having this conversation, the dogs run by. 1 dog, 2 dogs, 3 dogs, okay? It wasn't like he was like, hey, I'm going to show you my dogs. And I was like, hey, let me take a picture. It wasn't like that, okay? The dogs ran by. I verified that the dogs were there because I saw them. So I tweeted on our Twitter account that I had confirmed and seen the dogs, which is what you guys wanted to know. I didn't write a story and put it on my website and say, here it is, and believe it because I freaking said so. That's not what happened, okay? I put it on our Twitter because I saw it with my own eyes. If you want to believe it, that's great. If you don't want to believe it, kiss my ass. I really don't care, So it's been going on for 2 days, and yesterday and today, that's what I mean by 2 days. So, and everybody's all up in arms about it. Did she see it? Did she not see it? I don't care if you guys believe me or not. You guys are not the end-all, be-all to my existence. I like you. You're cool. But I'm not going to let it ruin my day if you don't believe what I say because I don't care. So, like I said, the dogs ran by. I saw the dogs were there. No, I did not record my FaceTime session with Nathan. No, I did not get a screenshot of the dogs running by. I'm so sorry. But, yeah, I did let you guys know that I saw them. And for those of you that believe that, that's awesome. For those of you that don't believe that, like I said, kiss my ass. Have a great day. So, anyway, that's how that happened. So, I appreciate those of you that said, hey, she's probably telling the truth because she doesn't lie about anything else. But, like I said, you don't have to go to bat for me because I don't need anybody to believe me. If you believe it, that's awesome. And if you don't, that's cool. The crazy lady that's been arguing about, I called in and the shelter says they have too. Okay, well, my co-host called in to her shelter in Missouri, and guess what? They've got 2 also. Big deal. That doesn't prove anything. The fact of the matter is that I saw them run by with my eyes. That's proof for me because I saw it with my eyes. If you don't believe it, fine. Okay, so we're going to move on from there because that's about all the time that I have for that. Now, there are a lot of you that are asking questions about what's going on with Nathan and girls from Teen Mom 3 and Janelle and all that. So Hallie will be on here in just a little bit, and then I will get I will get her to fill you guys in on all of that. Let's see. What is the number? A lot of you want to know what the number to call in. The number to call in is 646-721-9689. 646-721-9689. If you want to call in and speak to us, when you call, just press 1, and that'll put you in the queue. If you want to call in just so that you can listen to the show on your phone, then just call in and don't press 1, and that won't put you on to where I ask you who you are and what you want to say and all that, right? So we have our co-host, Hallie, joining us. Hi, Hallie.
Hey, guys.
So we just discussed, I'm not sure how much you heard, but we discussed
I didn't hear anything.
Okay, well, I just told them about how it happened with me seeing the Huskies yesterday and why I didn't make a screenshot to show them or video my FaceTime session and all that. So I just pretty much went over the fact that I was tired of hearing about it. So that's about how it goes.
Did you learn from that mistake?
What mistake? I didn't make a mistake.
I know, I'm just kidding.
I mean, that's what the crazy lady, and I keep saying the crazy lady because crazy lady, I have no intention whatsoever of saying your name and getting anyone to follow you because you're just that crazy. So
no.
I'm pretty sure that she just kept on talking to us because she wanted us to keep talking to her and have, more followers out of the fight. Not interested. You can talk to yourself. You can talk to everybody else. Like I said, I saw it with my own eyes. If you don't believe it and you want to believe what you heard at the shelter, have at it. Have a great day.
Well, but it's not like you posted a story about it and said, hey, look here, you just said that you saw them. You didn't say that you took a picture of it. You were talking to Nathan about what happened on Saturday. It's not like it wasn't on purpose,
Yeah, Nathan and I were talking about what had happened on Friday's show, and then the dogs ran by.
Friday,
so,
yeah,
it wasn't like I said, hey, I'm calling to verify that those dogs are there, so put them on so I can get a screenshot of that real quick. That's not how it went down.
Put them on the phone.
Yeah, but let's just get the dogs on the phone. I want to talk to them. Okay, so, Hallie, why don't you break down what happened earlier today between Janelle and Nathan and the Teen Mom 3 girls?
Oh, okay. Well, from what I saw, and I saw that people think that... What?
You're mumbled. I mean, not mumbled, muffled.
Is it better?
Yes, that's better.
Okay. From what I saw, and apparently some people think that we are in it, but we are not. From what I saw on Twitter, it looked like Janelle had called out Alex. Can you say her last name for me? I would say it wrong.
It doesn't matter. Alex from Teen Mom 3.
Yes, okay. She called her out, and she said that she didn't like her, but she liked all the other 3. And so from that point, Nathan decided to call out Alex and Brianna and say, what did he say? Something about how they live a life of drama, and that's why they're on TV. And he tagged us, so now everybody thinks that we had something to do with it, but we're just as close as you guys are.
Right. We actually didn't have anything to do with it and didn't know what was going on. And then all of a sudden we
called each other and thought that he was talking badly about us. But
yeah, we didn't understand what was going on. But then we kind of looked into it a little bit more because we were actually preparing for the show. So we looked into it a little bit more, and then we realized that it was a pre-existing conversation between Janelle and the girls from Teen Mom 3, and then Nathan hopped on to defend his girlfriend. So that's how that happened.
Tagged us for some reason. We're not sure why.
Well, no, because I sent him a text and asked him what happened and why we were tagged.
Okay.
So he came back and said, ha, 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 Twitter drama. Thought you might want to look at it, and for a good laugh. So that's how that happened. Okay. We didn't have anything to do with it. Sorry about it. We have a couple of people that are waiting. Let's take a call. So we've got 843-373.
Hello?
Hi, what's your name and where are you from?
Hey, it's Noelle. Hold on. My headset's messing up. I'm so good. Sorry, guys. It's Noelle. Can I ask you one favor?
Sure.
I'm doing good. Can we start referring to her as the insane lady instead of the crazy lady? Because they're going to think it's me.
Oh, because your name is Crazy Cool Chick. Okay.
Yes.
We appreciate you calling in. We will refer to her as the insane lady.
Thank you.
We love Noelle. We don't want to talk bad about you.
Yeah, it's
thank
not
you.
And in case you guys haven't gone to Noelle's blog yet, it's crazy, CRAZII, coolchick.com. So you guys go.
No,
and check
that's my
Noelle.
Twitter handle. Is the crazy with 2 eyes.
Isn't that your? Oh yeah, that's right. And then the website is regular crazy, right? So crazy.
Yes, it's thatcrazycoolchick.com.
Okay, thatcrazycoolchick.com. My bad. All right. So
That's okay.
you guys go and visit Noelle's site. Check her out.
Thank you.
All right, Noelle, you want to go back online and listen?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks for calling.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay. So we've got
can we address one more thing?
Hold on, caller. I'm sorry. Yes. What?
It's my fault. Sorry, caller. Also, people were talking about when we interviewed Nathan and we didn't jump on him. Can you explain why we didn't do that?
Because nobody wants to talk to somebody that yells at them and talks down to them. So
right.
if you guys want information,
so if we
then
ever
we're
want to
have
talk to anybody,
respectfully, and it doesn't make sense for them to call in and for us to dog them out. So if you guys want to hear the story, then you're going to have to listen to us talk to them like they're a normal human being, and that's the way that you're going to get your information. So no, we didn't dog Nathan out when he called in because it wouldn't have done us any good, and that's why I didn't.
There you go. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no, the caller hung up.
Oh, maybe that's what they were going to ask.
I don't think so. All right. So what else we got? Hallie.
Yes, you're breaking up real bad.
What else do you have?
I cannot hear you, sister.
Okay. Do you have anything else?
Oh, I can hear you now. I was just going to talk about how during the whole drama with the Teen Mom 3 girls and Nathan and Janelle, Vaughn, who we had on our show before, who is Nova's dad and Brianna's baby daddy, he came up and defended the Teen Mom 3 girls, and I thought that was kind of cool.
Do you have what he said?
Let me look. I had it, but now he's tweeted about 100,000 times since then. Hold on one second.
Yeah, if you guys aren't familiar with him, that's Rich Homie Vaughn Hunter, and he does He does tweet quite a lot. So, but Hallie's going to get that for you guys so that you can have it. So for future reference, Hallie, when we're going to talk about that, we need to have that.
Well, I already had it, but then he tweeted 30 times. So that was the problem. Maybe he deleted it. But basically, he told Nathan, here it is, he told him to relax, brah, and then he said, I'll slap the shit out of one of these Teen Mom N-words. So in his own little way, he was just defending the girls, and he is pretty, I know he talks bad about Brianna sometimes, but he's pretty good about knowing that she's a good mom.
Well, it's kind of 50-50 there, because I think that he knows that she's a good mom, but I think that he has a problem when it comes to respecting her in public. When you have a child with someone, there's always going to be, times that you disagree with them and that, you don't see eye to eye. It's hard to agree with somebody all the time on anything, especially on something that's as important as raising a child. So I think that sometimes he does give her props, and he does say that she's a good mom, but I think that sometimes he, lets his little temper get the best of him, and he ends up saying things to her on Twitter or publicly that other people can hear and see and things like that. So I would definitely encourage him in the future to, that's great that he stood up for them, but it doesn't do a whole lot of good to stand up for them when somebody else is talking about them if you can't treat them right yourself.
Exactly. But that's a lot of the problem with, and this doesn't have much to do with Teen Mom, but that's a lot of the problem with social media, because you're not really saying it to somebody's face, so you kind of feel invincible.
Well, yeah, and, you know, you kind of feel like you have a license to say whatever you want and maybe be a little bit more forceful or a little bit more mean than you would have been, just because you're not, you know, you're not on the phone having to listen to their reaction, you're not face-to-face having to see what they have to say. So, you know, it gives them a little more of a license to act up. Right, and that's how Twitter is with all of the teen mom or 16 and pregnant people, right? Usually. So. Right. That's normally how it works. Now, have you had a chance to watch Teen Mom 3 yet from last night, Hallie? No. It was actually pretty crazy. So I guess the craziest part of the show last night was the altercation between Alex and Matt. So that happened last night? Yes. And what we saw on the show was that Matt admitted to a friend of his that he had found another girl that he was talking to. So you see on the show that Alex knows that he's talking to another girl, but he hasn't told her yet. So he's talking to his friend, and he's telling his friend, and then we shoot over here to Alex, and she's talking to her friend about it, and she knows and is telling her friend, only Matt doesn't know that she knows. So it comes down to the point where she clues Matt in that, you know, she's well aware that he's talking to another girl while he lives in her house, and, you know, her mother supports all of them and what have you. So she was really upset, and she went the hell off. So do you blame her? Well, I will have to say that even though on one hand I don't blame her, on the other hand, it wasn't pretty. Okay. But, you know, life isn't always pretty, and your emotions get the best of you a lot of times. So, you know, you really can't say, oh, wow, she shouldn't have said that or she shouldn't have done that. First of all, she's still a teenager. So she's not in control of all of her emotions at all times. Second of all, she's a mother. And third of all, feels like, you know, what she's made into a family is slipping away from her. So, of course, you know, she's gonna have a lot of feelings pent up, and I'm sure that that's basically what that was. But Matt got in her face and yelled at her and told her to hit him and called her a bitch and, you know, all these things, which I'm sure that even though they're not together now, he looks back on that and watched it last night and thought, wow, that wasn't really cool, because it wasn't. But, you know, like I said, tempers are definitely going to get the best of you when something as important as that is happening. Exactly. We've got another caller. Let's take your call, and you called in from a block number, but you're on live with the Real Teen Mom Talk. What's your name and where are you from?
Kristen. I always call on block. You know that.
There's might be, like right now, there are 22 callers queue, and probably 11 of them are block numbers, so I don't ever know when it's you.
I tried calling the other day. This time, really the only thing I have to say is the bullshit with Janelle. Like, everybody's blowing this huge thing out of proportion of me sending her these freaking emails that I sent her one a day for 3 days, because one was about one subject. One was about Leo. One was about the threat that supposedly Leo did. Pick those up, baby. The other one was about people saying stuff about her hanging out with Courtland. And it's I was just doing that to, look out for the fact that it's going to be a shit ton of drama all over Twitter. And I can't speak for everybody else, but I can speak for myself when I say I'm really sick of seeing 99.9% of my timeline filled up with tweets about Janelle, arguing with Janelle, hating on Janelle, loving Janelle, praising Janelle. It's just freaking annoying. And I sent her emails to tell her basically to shut the hell up, because if she keeps her damn mouth shut and her fingers off the keyboard, then this shit wouldn't be going on Twitter 24/7, and thousands of people wouldn't have to hear about it 24/7. And people are thinking, oh, well, Kristen wants to get back in. Kristen wants to be your friend. I would eat dog shit before I was her friend again. I would never be that girl's friend. She could not pay me enough money to be her friend after the crap that she pulled, because honestly, friends don't do that to each other. She's dirty. She's a liar.
Show don't know what happened. So break down real quick for everyone else why you and Janelle are not friends anymore.
Okay, we're not friends because a few months ago when we actually were friends, for some reason her crazy obsessive stalker, James Duffy, felt the need to attack me, and he told her that he was going to release these photos of me that he somehow had, and they made up a huge story saying that I was sexting them to a married man, when in all reality, he got them off my photo bucket account because I had forgot to make it private when I had uploaded all my photos on there to put them on a different computer. Anyways, Janelle knew about it for like a month and never said anything to me about it. So here I am helping her out and doing shit for her and looking out for her, and she's over here secretly talking to this guy that she's making out to be a loser, knowing that he's going to put these half-naked photos of me on Twitter, and he never says anything. She never says anything to me about it. And to me, that's not something a friend does. And then, like, you sit there, then she sat there and she tried to, tell me basically over Facebook Messenger that she didn't know about it or anything like that, when bullshit. The text messages were uploaded and she admitted to her being in the text message, so whatever, she can eat shit. But anyways, she told me, or I sent her those messages to try to eliminate the drama on Twitter, because her and I haven't talked in like 3 months. We had a huge falling out 3 months ago, and honestly, I put all that crap behind me because I don't care about it. And I figured that, like, going through all the crap I did with her, that maybe if I sent her these messages and was like, hey, you've got to get a good thing going with Nathan. You seem to be happy. Why don't you just ignore this crap? If Leo bothers you as much as you say he does, why don't you just ignore him? Why do you keep responding to his tweets on Twitter?
And what did she say to you?
She never said anything back. And my biggest guess was that the first time I sent it, I figured she didn't say anything because she was all buddy-buddy with Sarah, who was her admin/friend, which is even better because they ended up getting in a fight. But this Sarah girl is the girl that Janelle randomly got her Twitter hacked a few months ago, and Sarah miraculously got it back.
First of all,
a lie.
I'll say it. Janelle's Twitter was not hacked. And Sarah, you are not a freaking super sleuth. I'm sorry about it. But no, you didn't do any special hacking in order to get Janelle's password back, because Janelle's password was never lost. Sorry about it.
Yeah, she had it. Janelle's Twitter was never hacked. It was just a big scam thing to get attention from people and cry wolf. But anyway, so she became buddy-buddy with Sarah. So the first message I didn't expect her to write back to because I thought she was friends with Sarah. The second message, I kind of figured she might have wrote back to, or she would have written back to, because it was about Courtland and people saying that she was going to hang out with him. But she didn't write back to that. And then, I don't know, I said something about Leo. I don't remember what order they went in. But then these were sent to her personal Facebook, which means nobody else should have them, considering she just made that comment the other day that she doesn't give her passwords to anybody. And then all of a sudden this crazy jelly girl, whatever the hell her name is, messages me about messaging her, or tweets me about messaging her. And she has the messages, and she's like, well, why are you starting shit? Nobody said anything. And so I took a screenshot of the person that said that Janelle was with Courtland, and I was like, they said it right here, and they're like, they're bullshitting. And I'm like, well, how the hell am I supposed to know that? They just said that Janelle was off with Courtland. So all that crap started, so I was like, okay, you want to upload one, I'll upload the entire conversation. And then Janelle sits there and starts tweeting all that crap today because she made that comment about Alex, saying that she doesn't like Alex and she thinks she's a bitch. Well, honestly, I think Janelle's the last person out of every teen mom, even Amber, to be saying that somebody else is a bitch. I mean, come on. Janelle has no respect for anybody.
That's true. All right, Kristen. Well, thank you for calling in. Do you want me to put you back on so you can listen?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Okay, so, that situation is always going to be there. As long as anyone feeds in to the negativity, it's always going to stay. You're not going to be able to, just like I said last week about all the hate accounts with Janelle, you're never going to get rid of all the people on your timeline talking about Janelle as long as you follow the people that talk about Janelle. And as long as people talk about Janelle, continue to talk about Janelle. And it's a cycle. One person feeds into the next person who feeds into the next person, and then your entire timeline is Janelle. So now, let's see. We have got quite a few people on hold. Let's go on to the next one. We've got 662. What?
Go ahead.
No, it's all right. Go ahead. What?
I was just going to see if we had talked about Farrah trying out for the soap opera.
Yeah, but that was a long time ago. What about it?
I just thought it was funny. Never mind.
I mean, it was funny, but we wrote a story about it, and we already talked about it, so all you're going to get from that is people bitching that we're talking about something that we talked about 2 weeks ago.
Well, I didn't know we talked about it. Sorry. I'll just be quiet over here.
662-322, what's your name and where are you from?
I am Jamie from Mississippi.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi. I wanted to go back talking. Okay, you said that you talked to Nathan and he apologized for lying. Did he give any explanation of why he lied?
No, there was no explanation of why. That he didn't say. He did say that he apologized for calling in and that it wasn't what he meant for it to be. However, I don't know exactly what he did mean for it to be, and I don't know how he meant for it to go. But he did say that he was sorry that it happened that way. And, like I said earlier, emotions are always going to be charged in that type of situation. And you kind of just have to, Courtland got to say what he wanted to say, Nathan got to say what he wanted to say, and, nobody's dead. So, you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I know what you mean. I just wanted to know if you ever said why. It just amazes me how the little things that they lie about that there's no point in lying about. I don't understand it.
Yeah, that's true. And it seems like no matter what the question is, there always has to be some kind of cover-up. So, I definitely understand what you're saying on that point. What would you have done had it been you and you were asked that question? If you were on the show and, especially in his situation, because the lie had already been going on for so long, because Leo brought the situation up forever ago and then posted the certified copies saying that that his license was, in fact, suspended. And this has been going on for months. So then he comes on our show and we say, okay, do you or do you not have a driver's license? Well, you've already been claiming for months that you do have one, so what do you look like then saying that you don't? And then, so, really the lie started a long time before our show, before we ever even asked them about it, because they had already been lying about it for so long.
Yeah, it just seems like to me, and I can't put myself in anybody else's shoes, but to me, I'd be like, look, I'm going to clear the air right here and right now. No, I don't have my driver's license. That would have been the easiest thing to do.
And then it's done. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Because nobody can kill you. What's the worst that they're going to do? Call you a liar on Twitter? Well, people are calling you a liar on Twitter now because you got caught. So either way, same thing. You might as well be the one to say it instead of someone else saying it. I totally agree.
Okay. Well, can you put me back in the queue just to listen?
I certainly will. Thank you for calling in, Jamie.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, I'm sorry, but the pig is really mad today. So that's what you hear in the background. That's just how it is. So, Hallie, were you already on the call last week whenever Janelle started talking? Not Janelle, whenever Nathan started talking about his MMA fight? Or was that before?
No, I heard a little bit about it, but I did see that today he's training.
Okay, right. So, what do you think, after the show, I'll tell you guys about it. But Hallie and I got a lot of feedback from you guys after the show about this MMA fighting thing. So a lot of people want to know, how can you do this? How can you get in the ring and do mixed martial arts fighting if you have post-traumatic stress disorder and if you're on disability? What do you think about that?
Well, I don't know a lot about PTSD.
Oh, don't even. Okay, guys, my husband has PTSD, and Hallie loves to deal with my husband when he's on one of his little PTSD fits, don't you, Hal?
Well, I know, but
so she does have some experience. But could you imagine my husband saying, "Hey, I'm going to go fight MMA"?
No, but it affects people differently, is what I was trying to say. You know, but
yeah, I could see that. But post-traumatic stress disorder.
Some people. Well, I know some people that don't that have it and don't lash out. So
right, and I know they have it, except for the fact that they told you. So yeah, that's true, and I guess he could have a more mild form of it. I just don't know, because he claims, and maybe Nathan can call in and clarify this for us. So Nathan, if you're listening and you have anything that you want to say on this, feel free to call in and let us know. So Nathan said a while back that he was part of an explosion from an IED, which is an improvised explosive device. So what happens over there is, like, they'll take something, normal, like what we would consider normal, and turn it into a bomb. So they might take, like, what happened in my husband's situation. They took a Coke can and filled the Coke can with, all this junk. I can't tell you how to make one because I don't know. But I do know that it had glass, it had nails and screws and all that kind of stuff, along with what makes it blow up. So, what he says is the same thing that happened to my husband. And my husband has nightmares. You could not get in an MMA ring with my husband and expect it to go well for you. So I don't know why or how or even what would happen if somebody who had, a really bad case of PTSD got in an MMA fighting ring and thought that was actually, it just doesn't make sense to me. I said that already, and I'm going to keep saying it. It doesn't make sense to me because I don't see how that can be something that doesn't trigger you to have an episode. How does that happen? Hallie, did I lose you? Okay. We lost Hallie. All right, so since I'm talking to myself for a minute, I'm going to take another call from you guys. Let's see. 209-531. What's your name and where are you from?
My name is Lauren, and I'm from California.
Hey, Lauren, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. What's your question?
I kind of wanted to know, why do you guys only talk about Janelle? You never talk about any of the other teen moms, really.
Well, I think you guys hear more about Janelle on the show. But if you go to our website and you actually look at articles, it's not just about Janelle. But a lot of the stuff that you guys want to talk about, which is the reason that we have this show, is centered around Janelle, and that's unfortunate. But I think that if the show had started back when, Farrah was getting naked, then we probably would have had a whole lot centered around Farrah. And then when somebody else does something stupid, we'll have a whole lot centered around them. But, since the show started, we've had a guest on from Teen Mom 3. We've had the whole Nicole Pollan, meltdown thing. And then we've also talked about Janelle. So while I understand that it does kind of seem like, we talk about Janelle a lot, we also do talk about other stuff. It just seems like she's always in some kind of mess. You know what I mean?
Do you guys ever talk about, good stuff? Because, what I haven't been following you guys for very long, but from what I've noticed so far, it's never, positive news. It's always, the negative news.
Well, again, that's what people want to know. Just like if you turn on the news every night, what you see on the news, on your regular local news, is going to be, somebody was murdered, somebody robbed a bank, all the things people really want to know are the bad stuff. But, I mean, you make a very valid point. You know, and that's, we get a lot of flack for letting Courtland come on at the end of our show sometimes and take calls from people that are fans of his. You know, but to us, that's something that's positive for him. You know, he gets to come on and hear encouraging words from people who actually give a crap if he ever does heroin or not. You know, and for him, that's something that's positive. So even though we do talk a lot about a lot of negative stuff, you know, we try to bring some positive to it, but because of the genre of this show, being a teen mother is not really something that's positive, and not, you know, besides the fact that you have a beautiful baby that changes your life, that's the positive side of this. But there's a lot of negative sides that go along with teen mom, you know? So I think that a lot of it also has to do with the genre of what we're talking about, too.
The thing that I find weird, though, is, like, I've been following Courtland and Janelle since they got together. And, like, the thing that totally sucks is that, yeah, he needs all of this positive, like, input and everything, but, like, people freaking hated him when he was with Janelle. You know, like, and they kind of had a right to because he was on drugs and stuff, and they lied about it. But then now it's like, I totally feel like the people that just hate Janelle for whatever reason they hate her, they only love Courtland and stuff now because they're an enemy of Janelle. And I think that's, like, so toxic for him because he, you know, those people are running off of hate and liking him, and all they're talking to him about is, like, we hate Janelle, this and this and this about Janelle, whatever. It should really just be focused on him. You know what I mean?
Yes. And, you know,
like, it's crazy.
It is. And it's kind of like, you know, you like, I'll just use two random teams because I don't care about football when it comes to NFL. So say someone likes the Dallas Cowboys and somebody likes the Redskins. The Redskins are doing great, and then all of a sudden the Redskins lose and they're not in the playoffs anymore. Okay, well, it's time to go and root for the Cowboys. It's like that's what's happened. And it's crazy because you're talking about people and their lives and their feelings. And, you know, it's not just about a TV show because, you know, people look at them as characters and don't realize that everything that you see on that TV screen affects their real life. When you're not looking at them or paying attention to them or tweeting them on Twitter, you know, those people have real lives and the things that they do have real consequences. So for you to just go and Courtland just because you don't like Janelle, and then all you ever talk to him, just like you're saying, all you ever talk to him about is how much you hate Janelle or how Janelle was so wrong for this or so wrong for that. You're not helping. I totally agree.
Yeah, because especially with him trying to be sober and stuff, if people are just talking to him about that, like, on a daily, of course his mind and everything around him is going to focus on that because that's what people are talking about. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's just crazy. Like, I find it so toxic for him, and I've called him whenever he was on it, and I told him, like, dude, stay positive for yourself, and it's like, don't, like, listen to what anybody who's on Janelle's side is saying bad about you. Like, just be you. And it's like, he kind of isn't understanding that, like, some people are really only on his side because they hate Janelle, and it's really sad. It's so fucked up.
And it's not genuine at all. It's not because they care about his sobriety or his daughter or his situation. They just hate her enough that they want to like him to piss her off.
Yeah, it's so sad.
Yeah, I totally agree. And, you know, like I said, that's not helping him, and, you know, it's, like you said, it's very toxic. Do you have anything else?
No.
Okay, you want me to put you back on so you can listen, or are you listening online?
I'll listen online, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye.
So, you know, that really is a really good point. And there's, you know, you're not going to be able to stop people from being bandwagon jumpers and going from liking one person one day to one person the next. But you can definitely look back and see that we've never had a history of choosing one over the other and then flip-flopping back and forth. It's just, it isn't healthy. Hallie, do I hear you?
I'm here.
Okay, I thought you had returned. So did you get to hear what she was saying?
Yeah, but I just don't think about that stuff, and it's probably because I try to be optimistic about stuff. And I hate to think that people would be that way, but I can totally see that, you know. just
Well,
because they don't like Janelle.
Right. And you know how many people are constantly, tweeting saying, I sent you a DM and you never DM'd back. Well, if your DM was about Janelle and a whole bunch of crap that he doesn't want to talk about, he probably didn't DM back. But that would be the same way in your life if you broke up with your boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife, whatever situation you're in, and someone was messaging you all the time about negative stuff about that person, you're really not going to want to feed in after a certain point, so you can't really blame him,
Right, and we've all been there where you have that ex that you hear about every move they make. And you're like, I really don't care. But then this is like times 1,000 for Courtland.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Okay. We have 917-951. What's your name and where?
Hey, guys. It's Jen, and I'm calling from Hollywood, California, not Florida.
Hi, Jen.
Hey, guys. Also, Jen hates you, just to clarify that, Jen.
That was you. Yeah, okay.
It sure is. I was
Jen.
I love you guys. I think you're awesome, and I think people really need to get a grip on reality and understand what you do and who you guys are and how if you were these people's own personal army, all these people on Twitter, like, nothing would get accomplished, and we'd still be sitting here in the Heather Klaus days of, like, all this psychobabble bullshit talk. So, I mean, thank you guys for doing what you do and not being, not just playing to the audience, like, what you're doing, and these people really need to get it together and understand that.
We really appreciate that.
That's so nice.
And in case you guys didn't know, yesterday, Jen asked what was going on. At first, she was like, hey, that's not cool. And then she asked what was going on. We explained it to her, and she understood. So Jen is not one of those people that's, like, fangirling, like, hey, I love you guys. She makes up her own mind, decides what the hell she likes, and then goes from there. So if you're not following her, do yourself a favor. She is at Jen Hates You on Twitter.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. But, I mean, I really feel like everyone should do that. It blows my mind that people will just take information. Like, I see tons of information on my Twitter feed every single day. And, like, even just by using common sense, I can deduct that it's bullshit. And it's like these kids are just everyone's just they feed into it. It's become its kind of own life source, and it's a little bit weird. To be honest, I just don't understand why people don't like try and use logic and reason to figure things out.
Did you? I know you were.
Don't have it.
That's right. Some people just don't. I know you were watching yesterday, Jen, whenever all that was going down about the Huskies. So were you listening at the first of the show when I explained how that happened?
Yes, I was, and. I mean, the thing is that I didn't see a whole lot of what was going on with the Huskies because I was at class. But, I mean, I understand the general gist of it, and I cannot, like, I understand wanting proof and wanting, like, fact and evidence, but it blows my mind that coming from you, someone who has always been honest, always been truthful, that, like, all of a sudden it's like you're lying for saying that you saw the dogs. It's like, it blows my mind.
I didn't believe it because I said it or anything. I didn't ask anybody to believe anything. I just told them what I saw. And then here comes some crazy lady calling me a fucking liar. Like, literally, you're a fucking liar. Like, what?
I think it's because people want to believe so badly that Janelle or Nathan have done something wrong, and not all the time is that the case. So are we supposed to make it up and say that they have,
Of course. And I mean, I think that people, the more you look for something, the more you can find it. But the truth is, and I'm being honest here, although I do believe Janelle is smart, she's not that smart. And neither is Nathan, and neither are any of these players. If these people took a step back and let them screw up on their own, they would. But, I mean, they create all this drama and this stupidity out of nowhere, and it detracts from the actual point that these people are making mistakes, obviously, and we don't even have to go digging for that to point it out. And I just don't get it, you know?
We need Jen on it all the time.
Well, I have your guys back, and you know, whatever I can help you guys, you know, quell the masses or whatever, you know, let me know, because I just think, I think that this is a very interesting topic, this whole teen mom thing. Obviously, that's why I'm interested in it. I don't really watch the show, but I think that this entire culture that has kind of come around this is very interesting, and I really think that you guys have a platform to be able to show the people who are trying to create all this drama and whatever that, like, no, this is actually how life works. And, like, you're kind of teaching them and guiding them, I guess, of, like, no, this is actually how real life works. And you guys need to, like, chill out and, like, use your mind, use the brain in your head, you know? So
think for yourself, please. We want you to form your own opinion. We never ask you guys anything that we say. But if I tell you something, I'd appreciate it if you not come back immediately and say, you're a fucking liar, because I'm not.
No, you are not. And I mean, you know, people are just... But the real reason, besides this, that I called in was to talk about the traumatic brain injury and the PTSD, because although I'm not very familiar with a lot of this, I do understand a bit. And when Nathan said that he actually got hit in the head, did he? Is that what he's saying, or he hasn't? Because from his symptoms and what he describes, yes, I do know that memory loss is part of PTSD, but he blacks out for like 15 seconds at a time and doesn't remember things. And this is going off of what I remember from his conversation last week, but that's not necessarily consistent from what I know. Now, I would have to do a lot more research, but from what I understand, that's not necessarily consistent with just post-traumatic stress disorder of like the emotional level. And so I'm wondering if he actually did have damage to his brain or had a traumatic head injury. MMA, I mean, forget it. There are no words to describe how incredibly stupid someone would be to have a brain problem and go into a ring where they are just going to exacerbate that. In fact, in football, if you've had, more than 2-3 concussions, you're out. Like, you can't play anymore. So if you have such bad damage that you are on disability from the Marines, then you should not be participating in MMA. And someone needs to look into that and really research that, because that does not sound right. And I'm sorry, but my money that I pay in my taxes, I don't want that lining his pockets for bullshit. That should be going to help the people that really need it, like the vets that are out on the street who have fought to uphold our Constitution and have nowhere else to go. This kid's a joke.
I could not agree with you more. Okay, so let me share some of my insight with you on this subject. So,
sure.
My husband, what happened was they were in their little Bradley armored vehicle, and they're driving through the streets of Fallujah. There was an insurgent on top of a bridge, and when they drove under the bridge, the insurgent dropped just a Coke can filled with their explosives and junk into the top of the tank, and it exploded. Okay. So that caused my husband to have a TBI, which is a traumatic brain injury. So there were 5 guys in the fighting vehicle. Immediately, 3 of those guys were dead. My husband and 1 other guy were the only ones that survived. And during what he was, the whole thing blew up, it turned over onto its side, and he was trying to drag the 1 guy that was still alive out. Badly damaged. So he's dragging this guy out and gets shot by a sniper, okay, while he's dragging the guy out. So, I have a real problem with anybody that plays with anything like that, okay? So, number one, I almost didn't have a husband, okay? And then number two, these are things that I deal with in my house behind closed doors every day of my life, okay? So this is something, a traumatic brain injury is something that if you're going to fight in a sanctioned MMA fight, okay, both of the fighters are going to have to be physically checked out beforehand. If the people that this fight is sanctioned by found out that he did have a traumatic brain injury, there is no way that he could fight. So it's either one of two things right now, and I'm calling it. Anybody can get mad if they want. Either A, he does not have a traumatic brain injury, or B, the people that are sanctioning this fight do not know that he has one. There's no way that they would medically clear him for that. There's also no way that the VA, who pays those benefits, is going to allow him to go and do that and then continue to pay said benefits. Those could get all cut off. That's a real possibility for him, that if he goes and does this, that they're going to say, okay, why are we paying you disability every month if you can go out and, you know, climb in this cage like a monkey and fight to death? Why are we paying you disability?
Exactly. I mean, and first let me just say, please thank your husband for his service, and I'm very, very sorry for that and, you know, all the other terrible things that have happened, you know, in action and combat. And I really do appreciate, and this goes out to everyone, I appreciate more than you know our armed services and people who have fought, people, everything related to that. I really do commend you and appreciate you. So thank you. And I, you know, it just, I can't fathom it. I can't fathom that anybody, why he would be doing this. It's like, if you have PTSD, I do know that there are studies that show that, you know, some combat situations, you know, obviously supervised martial arts can help with PTSD, but the rest of this just seems so incredibly loony that he would put himself in harm's way, you know, and like why he would be choosing this route. It just, it's like, dude, become a personal trainer, you know, like why don't you do something else? Why do you have to physically fight? And on top of that, like, he talks about peace and being a man of God and all this stuff, and it's like, and the first thing you go to is violence. Like, come on, man. Like, I'm not even religious. I don't, you know, I'm not any of that. And my first thing is resolution, not violence, like not conflict like that, you know. So, I don't know. He's just backwards, and I think that anyone who gets involved with Janelle, you know, it takes a personality to get involved with her to begin with. And then, it, you know, that personality type is going to have a lot of problems in that relationship with her personality type. And it doesn't shock me that she's with this dude, but, you know, I just want the cycle to end.
You just brought up a really good point. So did you see her teak from this morning?
Teak. I am not hip on the on all this stuff, but I'm assuming that's a video?
Yes. Okay, so this is what happened. So I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but I'm going to try to turn it up as much as I can and see if you guys can hear it. So what you see in the video, you'll be able to go and look at it, but what you'll see in the video is Nathan standing in front of the counter on his phone. But listen to what happened.
Nathan checks himself out in the mirror daily.
Could you even hear that?
I could hear it, but I couldn't make out the words. So
okay, so she says Nathan checks himself out in the mirror every day. Now remember, this is her teak. It's going to go out on her social networks, okay? She says Nathan checks himself out in the mirror every day. He looks at her and says, "No, I'm not. I'm on my phone, bitch." So, I mean, that plays into exactly what you just said, Jen. It takes somebody with a little bit of a problem to deal with that, I guess, and that's definitely somebody with I'm sorry, but if my husband's in the mirror and he turns and says, "No, I'm on my phone, bitch." Excuse me? time the hell out. Wait a minute, okay? But she just ha 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 and keeps going. No, that's not funny. I'm sorry.
Well, I will come to Nathan and Janelle's defense, and I normally never do this, but if I knew that someone was recording a video and making a joke about it, one of the things I say to people all the time is, what's up, bitch? And it's kind of like a joking thing that I might turn to someone and say, whatever, bitch, and it might, the problem is that we don't have much context around this, this situation, but it does speak to kind of his maturity level, and it wouldn't surprise me if that is something that he would say to her,
Well, I think when you see the video, you'll see that it wasn't like a
yeah. Well,
so I'll post a link to it in a minute so that you guys can go and decide for yourself what you think of it. But in my opinion, it was definitely that wouldn't go down in my house. I'm just letting y'all know.
I can't. I just can't believe she's with the. It's just you look at. It's like a meme. It's the same. Or in Avatar. It's the same guy each time. Like the same kind of personality, the same inside, and there's something wrong with them to think that getting into a relationship with her is a good idea, and to continue it in such a manner because they get thrown into it. It just reeks of mental health issues.
Well, and here's another thing. I don't know if anybody still follows Gary Head on Twitter, but he posted a couple weeks ago that Janelle was the best girlfriend he'd ever had. So, I was a little surprised by that. Was anybody else? Because of how they broke up and how many fights they had and all that. I just wonder, is it because they rely on each other so much? Because that's how it seems like all of her relationships are.
I don't know.
Because it's such a mess. I have no idea how to begin to answer that. It's a mess.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay,
it's
Jen,
like, I'll let you guys go.
Yeah, we're about to talk Suia and how that works. So do you want to listen online, or do you want me to put you back so you can listen on your phone?
I'm going to listen online, but you ladies are awesome, and keep up the good work, and I hope you have a great day.
Thanks, Jen.
You too.
Later.
Bye. Okay, so a lot of you have been wanting to know how Suia works and why there are so many, well, not really so many, but, there are quite a few of the 16 and pregnant and the teen moms. Well, I guess just one teen mom does it. But they do, they make money off of this, and a lot of you have questions as far as how that works. So I decided that we should share with you and help you guys understand as much as it can be understood how that works. So we were able to talk with a few of the girls that do Suia, along with someone who works at Suia. So we have just a little bit of information. I'm sorry.
So if you don't
Go ahead.
If you don't know what Suia is at all, it's basically you tweet out and then somebody clicks on it and it brings you to a whole other page or a whole other story, right? Would that
be? It's basically a news sharing site. So
there's an app for it. There's all that.
Right. You can either write your article on Suia, and okay, sorry, time out. Jen, Leo would like you. I'm not going to say that, Leo. I'm going to be nice. Leo wants you to be nice to him, Jen, and that's what I'm saying, Leo. Okay, so let's break this down.
But we're not telling you to do anything, Jen. Do what you want.
Yeah, do what you want to do, but Leo would like for you to be nice. Since everything that we say is apparently, yeah, all right. Anyway, all right, Suia, how it works, what goes on. So what would happen, just to break it down real simple for you guys. What would happen is we would write a story and put it on our website, right? And then we would go to Suia, and on our profile we would type up a short little excerpt from the story and then link to it. And then I could put it into different categories like teen mom or 16 and pregnant or reality TV, like, wherever it belongs, you tag it in those different places. And people can go on Suia and click, for whatever they want to find out about, and you can find the information there. Okay, so how that works is Suia basically pays for traffic, and how they do that is if I write a story and then I link to it on Suia, and then I would go and I would type, a Twitter status or a tweet, that says, let's see, just for something else to use, Lamar Odom on crack, see the pictures here. And then I would give you the link to the article on Suia, okay? Then you would go to the Suia link, and you would read the excerpt, and then you would click on the link that goes to my website, okay? So instead of just heading it right off at the pass and going straight to the website, I'm sending you to Suia first, and then Suia is going to send you to my website. The reason for that is when I send you to Suia first, then Suia gets paid for all of those ads that are showing on their website, okay? So they want you to funnel traffic through them so that they can get paid also, all right? So if you will help them get paid also, then they will give you some money if you're important, all right? That sounds terrible, but I'm just saying that's how it works. So, Hallie, does that make sense to you? I know I'm a nerd and I do all this computer stuff, so I don't know if I'm explaining it well enough.
I think it does. It's basically a middleman that has ads on it, so they get paid because they're selling ads.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay, so like I said, I'm going to send you to Suia, then Suia is going to send you to my website or however it works, right? So, and that's, if I'm writing about Chloe and Lamar on crack. I'm about Lamar on crack. I'm sorry, Chloe. So, anyway.
More rumors.
Suia serves. There I go, lying again. I'm such a fucking liar. So, Suia, being that middleman, is going to pay you to funnel your traffic through them. So, Janelle and Nicole, Ashley Salazar, all of them are basically funneling traffic through Suia, and Suia is giving them money for doing so. Okay, so everyone has this misinterpretation that every time that you click on one of their links, you're giving them a nickel. No, you're not. The pig is pissed, you guys. Okay, so no, when you click on the link, you're not giving them a nickel because it just depends on how it's all set up. Okay, so basically, Suia would contact someone if they were bringing in a lot of traffic. Okay, so of course Janelle and whoever else, we're just going to use Janelle for an example. Janelle, sorry about it. Okay, so Janelle would get an offer from Suia because she brings in so much traffic, and Suia would then say to Janelle, okay, well, because you bring in X amount of traffic, then how about we'll do 30 articles, and they all have to be at least 300 characters, and then we'll give you, say, 0.01 for every click, okay? So if they gave her 0.01 for every click, that would mean that for every 100 clicks, she would make $1. You guys understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense, Hallie?
Yeah, why do we got to do math, though?
But then they also put a cap on it. So they would say, okay, Janelle, here's your deal for today or for this week or for this month or however they decide to set it up. It's always different. But they would say, okay, here's your deal. 30 posts with at least 300 characters each, and you're going to get 0.01 per click, and the max that you can make is $500. Okay? So you're not just going to feed them and feed them and feed them because there is a cap on how much they can make, okay? The ones that are less popular on Suia, like Ashley, Salazar, and Nicole, they don't make as much. And no, I choked on her name. I'm sorry. But so they don't make as much. So Suia would come to them and say, okay, you do 30 posts for 300 characters each, and we'll give you 0.001 per click, and that would mean that they would get paid $1 for every 1,000 clicks that they get, and then they might get a cap of $150 max or whatever. But the main idea is that, yes, they are getting paid for clicking on those links, okay? But no, they're not getting paid a nickel every time you click on the link, because that's ridiculous. That would mean for every 20 people that clicked on that link that you would get $100. Get out of here right now, dog. Go. So, you know, in retrospect, yes, they are getting paid, but no, they are not getting paid an exorbitant amount of money for funneling ads through Suia. I don't want to discourage you guys from clicking on anybody's links or anything like that, because no, they're not making that much money. Nobody's falling out of control. But there is a possibility for them to make a good amount of money if they get a lot of clicks. But of course the smaller people that are not celebrities, like Teen Mom Gossip or all the teen moms, they do use Suia, but they don't get paid anything like that. So, but those girls do deserve your clicks on those, because they're bringing you news and they're working hard in order to do that. But I don't think that, Janelle and Ashley and Nicole, all they do is take stories that other people write and then get paid from that. So basically every time that Janelle goes and Suia's all of our articles, we're not getting paid for that. Janelle is getting paid for showing you guys what we have written, okay? So that's not really cool. That part's not cool.
At least Janelle tends to link to our site.
Oh yeah, at least Janelle.
When Nicole this last week was going to our site, taking the stories and leaving it all on Suia and not linking to us at all, which it really isn't cool.
Well, it really isn't cool, but that's fine. She can do that if she wants to, because I have a phone, and I've already called Suia and talked to him about it. So, Nicole, if you feel like you want to keep doing that, you've already been in trouble before for writing articles on Suia that didn't belong to you and not giving credit where it belongs. I have the screenshot to prove it, and you can get in trouble again. So if you want to go over there and type out about our articles again, you might want to think about it, because I've already turned you in once, but if I have to do it again, honey, I will. So I am not the one. But anyhow, that's basically how Suia works. So if you don't want to click on Janelle's links or Nicole's links or Ashley's links or whatever, fine. But these other bloggers, like I said, like Teen Mom Gossip, or, well, not even really Teen Mom Gossip, because she takes a lot of stuff from other people and doesn't give us credit either, Lindsay Cronin. But all the teen moms use Suia, and they use it well. Every time they use it, they give a link credit to whoever, the article might belong to. And then they write their own articles and Suia their own articles. And if they want to make money off their own stuff, that's cool. That's fine. And that belongs to them, and they should be able to do it. But if you're writing articles from people that don't belong to you, and all you do every day is post articles on Suia from other people that wrote them and collect a paycheck off of somebody else's work, shame on you, Lindsay Cronin. So anyway, now, Hallie, what did you want to talk about?
Oh, well, I'm just looking at our interactions right now, and what were we supposed to call her? Insane?
Yeah, the insane lady. Is she talking?
Well, yeah, she says, ask about the Huskies. I'm dying to know if there will be proof of their FaceTime. We've already talked about that.
I'm really not, we already talked about it at the very beginning of the show. And if you're dying to know, then maybe you'll do just that.
Right.
Okay, so, I'm sorry, y'all, that's the bitch in me coming out, but if you dealt with everything that we've dealt with for the past 2 days about her talking about that, it's ridiculous. Here you are, insane lady, one more time. This is what happened. I was FaceTiming with Nathan, having a normal conversation about last Friday's show, and the dogs ran by. And no, heifer, I didn't get a screenshot when they ran by. And no, I didn't ask him to go into the garage and take a picture. Sorry about it. And if you want to know that bad for your own shitty blog, then you call him and you talk to him. My bad, you can't. Get off my nuts, lady. How about that? Yes, y'all. I'm the mean one. Hallie's the nice one. But I'm sorry. That's just how I felt.
I was about to get mean. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, she's something else. Okay, so one last thing before we go, because we only have 15 minutes left. I want to talk to you guys about the T-shirt situation, and I want to say to at Where's Courtney B, first of all, I didn't know that you own a T-shirt shop, so I'm sorry about that. Second of all, we had an agreement with Courtland. We actually spoke to Courtland and came up with ideas with Courtland for Courtland's money, not ours. So you're the one making money off shirts. We're not. The money that is for the shirts that will be sold on our site goes to Courtland. And then also we talked to him about it beforehand, and you didn't. So, I mean, you have no right to be mad at us whatsoever. You use his name to sell shirts, and good job, dude. I don't care.
And we,
that's not what
we're
doing.
Him.
Yeah. We're helping Courtland, not ourselves. So what you're doing has no bearing on what we're doing. We didn't step on your toes at all, and we went about what we wanted to do the right way, and I'm sorry if you got mad about it. But no, you keep saying that you were our favorite last week. We never said that you were our favorite. We were never all up in your shorts, dude. We think that you're cool and we think that you're funny, but at such time that you start attacking us, be ready. That's all I got to say. So, no, we didn't take anybody's idea. We didn't. We're not hustling Courtland. The money that comes off of our website is to benefit Courtland. So, you know, if you want to get mad, I'm sorry. But if you'd like to buy a T-shirt, you can go to www.therealteenmomtalk.com. At the top of the page, you can click where it says store, and there are several options for different shirts that you can buy. All of the designs have been approved by Courtland. Yes, they are simple shirts because we don't own a T-shirt shop, and that's not what it was about. So, yeah, you can go and you can get shirts that apply to Courtland. Some examples of the shirts are things like Leave Me Alone, I'm Busy Tweeting Courtland. Let's see, what else is there? Courtland is my homeboy. I love Courtney B. What else is there, Hallie?
There's a bunch. You should just go look at them.
Yeah, you should go look at them.
We'll put the link up, and we'll probably get yelled at again. But
I'm sure. But
like you
there's
said,
one that says Courtland follows me. Courtland is my baby daddy, which was a request, and some people do think it's funny. I'm sorry if all of you don't. Courtland is my homeboy. Let's see. I love Courtland. I love Courtney B. If bound, please return to Courtland. There's a lot of shirts on there. There's one that says Team Courtney B. There's one with a little married couple, and it says Game Over, and under that it says #Team Courtney B. Cute. Go on. You'll be Courtney. What else you got?
You're breaking up again. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can't hear you, so I'm just going to talk. People are asking where the guest is.
To explain to you at the beginning of the show, guests have car problems, and that's probably going to be on Friday. We already have a guest for Friday. If we we'll be in a 2-hour show. So I'll let you know ahead of time if we decide to do that. We'll schedule a 2-hour show, and we'll get a 1-hour and get a second hour. So that means if that happens, this coming Friday, we will have a guest that pertains to Teen Mom 2, and we will have a guest that is from Teen Mom 3. So you guys should tune in and check it out. And what else do you have, Hal? I keep asking her what else she has, guys, because I don't want to leave her out. And we're not in the same place, so it's not like I can say here, it's your turn. So do you have anything else?
Okay. I'm just looking at our mentions. I like to talk to our followers, the nice ones at least.
Noelle, I will work on getting that shirt made today.
That's what I was about to say.
Jamie, hopefully you can understand me now. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It was like you were breaking up. Let's see what else is going on. Do we have any more callers?
Jennifer says, pop her ass for plagiarism. We really don't even care that much. We just think that it's right that if if something happens and you take something from somebody, then you should say that that's where you got it.
Right.
I don't remember of these callers who's on hold if we've already talked to you or not. So if I come to you and we've already talked to you, just let me know. 919-720, what's your name and where are you from? 919-720, what's your name and where are you from? Okay, I'm putting you back in the queue then. They get so nervous. I hate that. Let's see. Yes, that's it. Thank you very much. Unicorn Sunday. We are still having a contest, and we have an awesome prize to give away. We told you guys that whenever we reached 3,000 followers that we would be doing a contest. And let's see. I'm going to tweet the link in just a second. I'm going to copy the rules and the contest details. But exactly what it is all you have to do is make a short video of yourself doing an impression of Janelle's mom, Barbara. Everybody loves how she talks, so we thought it'd be fun to get you guys get you guys impersonations. I'm trying to read the interactions at the same time, my bad. So if we could get you guys impersonations, just make a quick video or have one of your friends do it or whatever. But tweet it to us and show us your video, your impersonation of Babs, and you could win the awesome prize. We will be giving the prize away on Friday's show. On Friday, we will be announcing who the winner of the prize is. So you have from now until Friday to tweet us a short video of yourself doing an impersonation of Barbara, Janelle's mother. And
we've got summer design, which is good. It doesn't have to be crazy.
Yeah, however long you want to do it, just do your impersonation and send it in. And yes, Unicorn Sunday, we already got your video, and we thought it was fabulous. And she says, yay, because you won't get me to do that video again. Let's see. We're going to give a shout-out to Ovarian Cancer Month. You can follow at Jamie Marie 8953. At Jamie Marie 8953. She wants everyone to know that ovarian cancer is a silent disease that everyone needs to get a checkup. Most of our listeners are women, and it's not like you're going to feel anything. You need to go and get checked out. You're not going to know unless you do. So, yes, we appreciate you telling us about that again, Jamie Marie, and I'm going to retweet you. Thank you, ma'am. Shout out to Canada.
That's what I was about to say. That's cool.
We're so smart.
We've got Canadian fans. I almost said Canada fans.
So they are fans of Canada also.
Right. And we're fans of Canada too.
That's right. I appreciate that. I must have been doing a lot of ranting on this episode. I'm so sorry. It's I know that the criticism comes along with the great comments, and I'm just glad that the great comments outweigh the other ones by so much. But if I rambled too much for you guys today, I'm certainly sorry. We didn't have our guests like we should have had. That's sorry. And tried to keep you up to date with boring, and we sorry.
I didn't hear you.
Did I cut out again?
Yeah.
This is balls. I should be on my phone. I did it on Skype so that it would be better this time, but I guess that I've been cutting out a little here and there. Am I cutting out now?
No, not right now.
Okay. Do you have anything else before we end the show, Hal?
We got another shout out.
Okay.
Veronica says that we rock and she loves us, and we love you too, and you rock as well.
Holler.
Yeah.
All right. Somebody calling in, and let's find out. Let's see. 910-352. What is your name, and where are you from?
Hey, it's Leo in Wilmington.
Leo.
Hey, Leo. You called in at the end of the show. We've only got 7 minutes left.
I know. I can't get on, and I got on, and it says like 13 minutes left. I was like, didn't it start at 4?
No, it starts at 3 your time.
Oh, okay. Well, that's where I was mistaken. But anyway, I didn't catch the beginning of the show. I don't know if anybody touched bases on it or not, but how does Janelle keep getting away with posting all these stories that's not her? She never posts anything original ever.
Well, Suia only requires them to link to where they got the information. They don't require them to write original content as long as they link to the original content. And she always does put the link on there, so that's how she gets away with it.
She does?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't click on it, so I wouldn't know. But I just know for a fact she never posts anything that's never, her own. She never comes up with her own stories. She never indulges on anything to do with herself or anybody else. It's just always just cut and paste.
That's true. And that, like I
but
said,
anybody can do that. So I could sign up with Suia and I could just cut and paste and just get my nickel.
If you had a following, well, you might not get a nickel. That depends on what Suia wants to give you. But if you had a following and they would click on your links, you think right, you could, and you don't even have to write your own articles.
I mean, I would do that, but I just think it's ridiculous.
Leo.
Yes.
I need to ask you how you feel about the fact that you have a parody account. Does that make you feel like super famous? Because I think that would make me feel famous. A parody account.
I have a what? Yeah, I guess that means I've made the big time now. I've got a parody account.
You'll know that you've made the big time when the possum gets a parody account.
Oh, he already has.
Oh, shit. You're official.
Yeah, they made, actually, his was first. He's more famous than I am.
Leo has a possum.
I don't know about the possum.
Oh, tell her about the possum, Leo.
I have a pet possum. He's pretty awesome.
Oh,
if you go to Facebook.com,
so
Possum Buddy, he's got his own Facebook page.
Oh, my gosh.
Is his name Buddy?
His name is Buddy.
Wow.
I
can't
like
say
a little
much.
monkey, really.
I have a pig,
He's
so
like
I
having
can't
a monkey.
say much.
But he's got free roam the house. It's just like a cat. He goes anywhere he wants, pretty much. He eats really well, actually. He eats an 8% fat-free ham. He eats turkey. He eats all kinds of fruits and vegetables. And he gets a mixture for the dry food. He gets a mixture of cat food and ferret food.
I always thought the possums were scary looking, but this one is cute. I'm not going to lie to you.
Domesticated possums aren't scary looking.
I'm going to have to like his page.
He's
a really cool guy. He loves making friends, and he's real friendly. And everybody's like, oh, my God, doesn't he bite? He has teeth. Well, so do cats and dogs, but that don't mean they're going to bite you.
True.
Noelle wants to know if Chubby has a Facebook. He doesn't, but I think he probably should.
He does not have a Facebook, but he does have a Snapchat. So if you guys would like to get pictures of the pig, and then you tweet us your Snapchat, and the pig will send you Snapchats. So
make him a Facebook page.
I don't have time for that.
Dirty Snapchats from.
Oh yeah, he's texted.
I've never even heard of that until just now.
Yeah. Okay, Leo. So I need to know, just because everybody, you're on the show, and I would get so much hell if I didn't ask you. Why do you stay on Janelle's case?
Why? I think I've posted that like several times.
You get asked about it every day, so tell them why.
I don't think you have time enough on your show. I mean, it's just...
Oh, we've got 4 minutes. Quick rundown. Why do you have a problem with Janelle?
The biggest problem is all the things I did for her, and I believed in her, and I was always hoping for the best, that she would turn around and be this better person. And all of that, I saw through it as a lie, and I got took advantage of, which is fine in Danny, which that would have been no big deal. But then after, the no-shows and then the heroin bust, that was all I could take. So I just cut my ways. And that would have been fine in Danny had she not started attacking me, saying, oh, you hacked my Twitter, blah, blah, blah. And everybody with half a brain knows that was Sarah. I can't believe she didn't figure that out.
Right.
But anyway, so if she stops talking about me, I wouldn't talk about her. It's plain and simple. But the whole thing with the main thing is I lost a very close relative to a drunk driver, and that hits home to me. And knowing he has all these DUIs, that's why I was so adamant about everybody knowing that he doesn't have a license and he's had all these DUIs. And, of course, he lied about it.
Right.
You lied about it on your show. Hey, I got a valid license. Yeah. Well, everybody saw the truth that night, didn't they?
That's right. So, I think that was pretty cut and dry what Leo said, that he and Janelle will continue to have problems as long as Janelle talks to him. He's going to talk to her, and as long as he talks to her, she's going to talk to him. So I don't really know that we will see an end to the feud between Janelle and Leo anytime soon. We have somebody that may want to talk to you, Leo. Hold on just one moment. We have a blocked caller calling in. Caller, what's your name and where are you from?
Hey, Leo. It's Mommy to Mackenzie. How are you doing?
It's who?
Mommy
okay.
to Mackenzie.
Yeah,
how are you doing? Yeah, we've talked a few times. I agree with you 100%. I mean, it's really weird how people think that you're like obsessed with Janelle, but I've met Janelle a few times when I was in NC, and you know, she puts off this like lovable persona, but then it's like she's, you know, it's like people call everybody else out on their bullshit, you know. So I think it's just fair for everybody to call her out too, you know, especially if she's a liar. But for Nathan to be like, oh, I'm a great dad and I don't have any DWIs, I think it's admirable that you're actually sticking up for the people who have, you know, had people get killed over drunk driving. So I just, you know, I'm Team Leo 100% with you.
I appreciate that very much.
Thank you for calling in.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we have just a few seconds, so it's going to be time to wrap up the show, guys. Appreciate you calling in, Leo. Thank you, Jen, for calling in.
Next time I'll know it's at 3 o'clock.
Yes, it is at 3 o'clock, just so you know from now on, Leo. But thank you guys for listening. Till next time, this has been The Real Teen Mom Talk Live. You can go to our website, www.therealteenmomtalk.com. Follow us on Twitter at Real Teen Mom Talk. Thank you.
Oh.
You were cutting in and out a lot.